What's up, everyone? This is Yona, and welcome to your Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast. Let's let it go! So, this is our second episode of our 5th anniversary season, and of course, March is once again upon us, and that means it's also the Women's Month. So, I just want to greet a huge shout out to our girls out there, wherever you are, and whatever you are. Yeah, about ulit na lang. And you guys, probably all of us are amazing, and we are one with you. Wow, can you imagine that? And we're not gonna stop fight for what is right. And I support women's rights and women's wrongs. Isn't that amazing? So again, a huge salute to our girls out there, whatever and whenever you are, whatever you are. And if you are straight, if you are a lesbian, if you're a bisexual, if you're a non-binary, an asexual or trans women, you guys really changed the entire planet for better, or rather for the better. So again, and welcome to another Women's Month edition of your Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast. This time for our 5th anniversary season. So before we're gonna moving on to our topic for this episode. So, in light of course, the recent events, just like what I said last January, in light of recent events, and stuff, of course, we are very united and send solidarity to the extrajudicial killings, victims, and survivors out there, especially to their loved ones as well. That the first stage of justice is already begin, and of course, everything is also have social political aspects of it, whether you like it or not. Yep, so we are stand with it and we are one with it. And to the preps out there, you guys suck. Really, you guys suck. And may you and your loved ones will rain hellfire upon y'all. Yeah. Anyway, so again, in light of recent events, so I just wanna. Yeah, before moving on to our random rumble, it's already a random rumble spiel. So, let me tell you all that how can we distinguish between, fake news and the legit? So, when it comes to editing, you see, the quote unquote graphic design is my passion. So if you compare to the graphic design of a certain article in, of course, various news sites, there are legit news sites and stuff. So what is distinguished between the fake news and of course the real? So when you say, oh, this is edited, it's from that year, and this one is very recent, so you know the difference, right? For example, in political sorties, these guys, the preps, are gonna use their black propaganda machine to not only confuse but also to hypnotize people by their machine, and they're gonna say, oh, we're more than millions, blah 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 blah, better than the other camp. But the other camp, on the other hand, are having real people. Of course, there are organic. These are organic people, or rather, people that are really flocking into the sorties, and especially in the elections, of course, where you get um, the noise. Oh, there are one. Let's say 2 million people, 2 million people attending in a certain political story. Let's say in Cavite. So, sino ano yung paniniwala? If, ano yung paniniwala niyo? Di ba yung ano? Yung totoong ga. The real people that are really attending the sortie, and that was the thing, how to distinguish. And at the same time, if you have time to name drop, please feel free to do so, because well, there are the ones who are creating the fiasco, and as well as you can report that page, whether it's an FB or Twitter or Instagram or Threads, or yeah, kung meron silang Threads or YouTube channel, you can report them to, of course, to the guys on those social media accounts that I've mentioned, and to, if you want legalities, if you guys want some legal action, you can ano naman, you can submit evidences, or you can screenshot them and send it to their Facebook page, or if you want, if you send it to email, so they can have sorry, can have action, and they will be the ones to do the job. So just like what General Nick Torre did to those goddamn fake news peddlers. So why is he look after those goddamn fake news peddlers? It's because maybe a lot of people are reporting to the Philippine National Police, and they want to get rid of those freaking hella fake news peddlers to justice, and this is what they faked. So they deserve it. Deserve nila yun, because they are creating chaos. And of course, we already get the justice that we need to, of course, us, diba? And just what the hell did those guys out in PNP did? They arrested those goddamn fake news peddlers and bring it to jail. Deserve. They all deserve. They are really deserved, indeed. So this is why we don't tolerate fake news, and we don't see, again, we don't tolerate fake news, and we don't tolerate disinformation. We will block your page, and we're gonna report you to the authorities. And of course, if I see you guys doing some crap, I don't, then I won't hesitate to citizens arrest you, because you're doing a crime, diba? You're committed a crime. When necessarily, okay? Not all the time, because not all the time I can do citizens arrest, but also I would report to the authorities, and I can bring evidences to you. So this is why don't believe in fake news, guys, because we do not tolerate it. And again, this is a safe space for all kinds of genders and sizes, and shapes and sizes, rather. So yep, this podcast is basically LGBTQ plus friendly, and of course, if you're a goddamn homophobic, then go to someone else, okay? So yeah, and ayun, Now, again, please don't believe in fake news, and of course, gently reminder that if you see fake news, you can report, mute, and block. Yeah, and unfollow those goddamn pages if these people are becoming questionable beings. And if you have time to file a case, you can, of course, you can flex the screenshots, flex the evidences to the authorities, and these guys will do the job. So, to bring those goddamn fake news peddlers to justice. Yeah, so this is a gently reminder from yours truly and the Yo Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast, because we believe in true information, and we believe that these these infos that are sending to us are legit and not bootleg. So please read wisely, and if you notice some sussy details, please do so. Please write a report, mute, block, and if you wanna, of course, if you have a friend who is believing in fake news, you can um you just call them up, but in a civil way, of course. Oh my God! Wait. Oh, ano? Namumula ako dito sa DM. Oh no, seriously. If you get this dude is this person is aggravated, well, you can choose violence if you want. Oh God. And you have memes. Yes, you please do so. Send some memes to the person who is, having a hard time to uh to believe it, to of course to believe in this information. Send some memes to that person, please. And memes are also wanted, because it's another powerful tool to, of course, bring justice to the victims. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, we're already done to our out of the box random rambles. Now let's go on, moving on to the usual stuff that I'm gonna talking about. Another set of random rambles, and we were in of course in Virtual QC for VentureCon, and Ayala's circuit for Cosplay Blitz 5. And so, yep, I was cosplaying as Haruhi Fujiwaka, and on the former, and of course, Kira Majesty on the latter. Because it's pretty obvious. It's my tradition, the usual tradition, of course. It was her Namida Surprise Day, or rather, an advanced Namida Surprise Day. So I fortunately able to brought her back in Cosplay Blitz, and it's a very bad. Wow, can you imagine that how it's the hard star versus hard score? So already posted that on our Twitter account, and we see how it started versus how it's going. So the same con, 1 year apart, but in different venues. So please check it out. And of course, we have a lot of stuff to get excited about, because of course not only we have another Preacher spin-off after Matsukai Preacher Mirai days. Fortunately, that's not gonna stop. The spin-offs aren't done yet. Well, because as we all know that we're gonna finally have the first ever mini spin-off focusing on the fairy mascots. Oh, this wasn't on my 2025 bingo card. Really? No, it wasn't on that. Yeah, but we're on the hype train, and and I'm so seated for pretty cure, which is pretty freaking stupid French, man. Pretty cure. Freaky Fairy. So this is actually premiering this April 3, and on the official YouTube channel and some streaming and the streaming sites. So we're gonna experience some English subs, maybe. Yep, yeah, pretty sure for that. And of course, now we're not done yet with the spin-offs, guys, in future. But also, we have of course, Princess Session Orchestra. Let's go. We're seated. We're so seated. Ever since it was first announced, and now we're already in. It's about to start, and it will be premiered on our April 6th. So you don't have after Preacher, of course, you and out Preacher. It's Princess Session Orchestra, and the new show, this new badass action magical show is created by the people who behind Super Gear. So it's basically Super Gear meets Preacher, or rather Super Gear, but a very family friendly version. You know what I mean? Yeah. So basically will run in for a whole year, a bit in a different month. So what it was April, and that time when Juvenile Preacher is over, there's gonna be a new Preacher season. Gonna will be replaced. Oh, as usual, oh the circle baby, and we're gonna have Undas breaks. Rather a double Undas break and a double Christmas break. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. And of course, um, I'm very excited. We're all seated for Princess Session Orchestra. And yep, it's gonna be very exciting. So speaking of exciting, there's of course the new season of Doctor Who. Yep, the season 15 of the new series. And of course this month is also the 20th anniversary of the modern series. So this is where we already started the ultimate Doctor Who cosplay lineup modern series edition in Geek Pop. So speaking of Geek Pop Alpha 2025, so I attended rather day two and cosplayed as Yasmin Khan. So oh my god, I almost forgot about Geek Pop Alpha. It was so good, and it was good to be back in the World Trade Center, Metro Manila after almost a decade. So we're so back, and times have changed, guys. So fortunately, though, I was able to play iconic video games here. How can I forget that? Both in Geek Pop Alpha, and VidroCon, and on the former. So I met and having a meet and greet with, of course, the Sei of Chun-Li and Asuka Langley, which which is Yuko Miyamura. She was so pretty and very nice in person, and so in the future, so I wonder, and I got a photo op with her and an autograph signed by her, and it was good, and hopefully there will be more to come. Please, Geek Pop, baka naman po. We need, please bring more serious and geek personalities as well. Are we gonna see some Doctor Who or Star Wars slash Star Trek actors in there? We're going to manifesting, guys. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are listening. These guys are listening. Baka naman po. Is it too much to ask po? Baka naman po. Isn't it too much to ask? Anyway, so we're gonna see there will be more to come, and probably in Super Manila Con, which is, of course, I'll be attending in September. I don't know who I'm cosplaying as, but I'm gonna, of course, we'll be stay tuned to our socials as well. So yeah. And speaking of reveals, I'm going to reveal who I'm gonna cosplay as at the end of the episode right after our Yona ass. Yep. So please look forward. And yeah, here we go. And of course, I also forgot something that we gotta have two more. One of which will have a final movie, and one of which, and another will have a direct sequel to the show proper, the anime show proper. So let's start with Hibike Euphonium. Yes, as we all know, that its anime series will celebrate its 10th anniversary this year. Let's go! Oh, by the way, speaking of that, Paul, we already did that with the anime binge watcher. Shout out to Gareth. Of course, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna discuss it another. No, we're not probably Hibike Euphonium, but maybe an anime show, another anime show that we're gonna discuss in the future episodes. So yeah, please stay tuned. Yeah, I'm going to request him to come back to our podcast anyway. And speaking of comeback, of course, as expected that because it's Modern Doctor Who's 20th, that we're gonna bring it back after a season absence. Wow. So please look for as well, and there'll be more to come. Anyway, yep, and we gonna having a movie. The final movie will be, which will be, ano ba? Ano ba? Nag-excited ka. Kanina bubulok kasi excited eh. Sobra eh. So, the movie will be released next year, which is 2026. So, malayo pa naman. So, yep. You know who I'm gonna reveal at the end of the episode, okay? And of course, aside from Hibika Euphonium, uh, so yep, we of course Miss Kobayashi's excited yarn. Oh yeah, so Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid will also have a movie, and this June, and we're gonna actually we're really big focus on Kada-chan. So who's excited? I know you guys are so excited to see Kobayashi and company in a big screen. And we're gonna new characters from the movie will be appearing, and there will be more feels, of course. My God, I'm gonna say there will be more feels. Yo, damn feels. Okay, we're gonna expect it as expected. All right, and yeah, but I have to decide to bring Kobayashi back just in time for the movie. But yeah, you see, last year I did able to deploy Kobayashi because well, there were we too more focused on the 10th anniversary stuff, and yeah, but fortunately though, it's I'm not she's not going anywhere though, and yeah, I had to bring her back just in time for the movie, and we're not gonna stop it. So we're not gonna retire Kobayashi just yet. So again, please look forward as well to which gonna that I'm gonna deploy Kobayashi at the end as well in the episode. All right, and that was it for our random rambles for now. And well, hold on. Of course, I'm very excited for. I almost forgot something, huh? I also forgot one more thing that I'll be attending the Eurovision Song Contest 2025 live viewing in this coming May 18. So, yep. So I decided. So this is why I will be in FanFest Day 1. So yep, because I said it in our I said in the group DMs that I won't be able to attend day 2 because it's the Eurovision 2025 live viewing party, and of course mapupuyat ako pag-uwi. Actually, dire-diretso na to eh. Because FanFest Day 1, tapos Eurovision 2025 live viewing, no? So, yun, diretso talaga. So, unlike last year na, of course, na, tama ba? Unlike last year, na, twice ako nakababike. But this year is gonna be a different thing because, I have to attend FanFest on a Saturday, and then the following day would be the Eurovision 2025 live viewing. So yeah, please look for as well which cosplay I'm gonna be deployed for FanFest. All right. So yep, and there's a lot of stuff to come as we gotta join off. All right. So we're gonna finally, and we're done with the random rumbles. Now finally, this is the moment that all being waiting for, and that is our topic about the Rose of Versailles. Yeah, very timeless anime manga franchise. That did, and well, single-handedly, that's one of the timeless classics that is mostly overlooked by, of course, mainstream media. But also, it has lots of fans, particularly in Europe and France and various countries like Italy and, of course, home country France. Monsieur, bonjour to the fans out there. Bonjour, bonjour, madame, monsieur, madame, and monsieur. Yeah, so yeah, basically. So, I just want to, before gonna have a topic about the Rose of Versailles, so I'm just gonna share to you all about its origins on the franchise and why did it create it in the first place, and why this timeless series had set in before and during the French Revolution. So yeah, so here we go. I'm going to share to you. I'm going to paraphrase everything. So the Rose of Versailles was created by Ryoko Ikeda, and she is part of the Year 24 group. So what was the Year 24 group? So this group refers to manga artists that are born in the 24th year in the Showa era. So hold on. Of course, so 1947. So year 24 group. Kaya nga year 24 kasi these manga artists were born in 1947, which was the 47th year of the Showa era, and I think it was the second or third year in its post World War II era. So she's still alive and kicking, and she's already she's almost in the 80s group, 80s bracket, and she's currently 77 years old. Basta 78 po yan. Ako, yung lola ninyo this year, this coming December 18. So, tama, yeah. So, amazing. And she's still alive, and fortunately though, she's still alive and kicking. She's still kicking the manga industry. So, well, antibay itong lola na to. Lola ninyo. In fairness, it's a very currently to creating a very successful series, a manga series like this, and it still does to this day, even in any form. Wow. Anyway, going back, so if you want to ask me something that Yona, how does the Rose of Versailles created, and why is it set Why is it taking place in the French Revolution, or rather the last years of the monarch era of France and the French Revolution. So here we go. So Ikeda created the Rose of Versailles. So according to Wikipedia, of course, as a story about revolution populist uprisings after becoming involved in with Japanese new left as a member of the CPJ, Communist Party of Japan, in the late 60s. So this is a response to the various uprisings in Japan during that time. So yeah. So the show, or rather the French series, was developed during a significant transitional period for shoujo manga, or as a medium characterized by the emergence of stories with complex narratives focused on politics and sexuality. So, in the very first place, that the Rose of Versailles is indeed political, and it sets apart. It sets apart from the usual shoujo manga na, focusing on heterosexual relationships and everything, and stuff. Everything, this is stuff that was very romanticized and stuff. But the Rose of Versailles really revolutionized the manga industry, and it one of those that completely changed that industry forever. So if of course I've in an interview with NHK, if I'm not mistaken, no, that Ikeda Sensei said that at that time the publisher, no, the publisher of course, Margaret Comics. So of course the guys in the Margaret Comics at that time were male dominated, and Ikeda Sensei was about to submit a how they called it okay, she was submitted a one shot, I think it's a one shot of of the Rose of Versailles, and she said that um she said that the editor said to me that of course you can't submit a freaking hella manga that is focusing on politics and Sarah blah 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 blah. Is it? And she was like, no, and she was said to the editor that no, I'm gonna pass it. I'm gonna push this through. And whether you like, I don't freaking care what you are, and I'm gonna submit it whether you like it or not, and the rest is history. So that's how Ikeda Sensei had fought for to fought it so hard that she could able to surprise the guys, those toxic guys in the Margaret Comics publish in the publishing department, that of course well, she really said that, and she slayed so hard, and this is why a timeless classic was born. So, and the rest is history. So here it is. Okay, moving on. So let's see. And of course, by 2020, of course, the Rose of Versailles was a significant critical and commercial success. And by 2022, had sold over, ano ba to? Over 23 million copies worldwide. Whoa, can you imagine, no? How was successful this freaky hella classic in its manga form, and slayed so hard since the 70s and still does to this day. Wow. She was serving canned canned ano ba? Serving canned during in the 70s and still does to this day. So yeah, and of course it was contributed significantly to the development of the shoujo manga, and was one of the primary works responsible for its shift to from a genre aiming for at shoujo to a genre aimed at adolescents and young adults. So that was a huge change. That was very revolutionary stuff, no? And of course, it spawned, of course, the show, the show, of course, the series was spawned, had spawned, it turned into a media franchise, and of course, adapted into an anime. Of course, the TV show proper in the late 70s and early 80s. Of course, we have the late 70s live action movie. And then we have the series of course, the Takarazuka review adaptation. And of course, the Reiwa era anime movie reboot. So, which was just came out last January. All right. So, and then we have and of course we have a sequel, which is Econo Napoleon, or rather Eroica. Sounds erotic to me. Anyway, okay, so and that is why the Rose of Versailles was born, and I'm gonna give you a synopsis. Yeah, so I'm very excited to know. I know, honestly, it's a nice franchise, very timeless indeed. And of course, if you wanted to see the anime version, rather the original, the 70s anime show, no, really totally recommend it because it's so good, and you will see the reason why. You might open your eyes and see that these stuff, the oppression, the of course the various stuff, I don't know, creep and nasty stuff that is still relevant today. So this is why the episode is called, of course, the Rose of Versailles, and it's still relevant to modern society. So it's on our, of course, our bulletin board. And of course, as we all know, I'm going to give it a note. Because of that, I'm going to get a fix on the synopsis. So the Rose of Versailles follows the young Marie Antoinette, of course, the last queen of France, and a member of the very powerful Habsburg family. Of course, the royal family that was infamous for inbreeding cousins and nieces, anything, etc. Although there are still they still have, of course, for sure they have descendants that aren't, inbreeded. So very good for them. But of course, and they have their own respective careers now. So that is why. Fortunately, they still have descendants of the water descendants of the once powerful royal family, which was, of course, ended, with whose rule was ended because of World War I. And yeah, yeah, if you don't mind me get a research though, thanks YouTube for the research. All right. Okay, so although, okay, it later refocused to Oscar Francois de Georges. Please correct my French, but I think my French is very good. The youngest of the six daughters, who was raised as a man from birth by her military general dad to succeed him as the commander of the royal guards at the Palace of Versailles. And then you have Oscar's commoner friend and later lover, Andre Grandier. Please correct my French, okay? Please excuse my French. The grandson of her nanny served as her attendant. So, if you watch this, if you read the manga or you watch the anime, how crazy this franchise was, and it still does, you know. Anyway, so here we go. So here's the twist. We're not in 1770. Okay, 1770. Antoinette begins an affair with a Swedish count named Axel von Fersen. Swedish friends, hello. Because a subject of gossip and scandal throughout the country and damages Antoinette's reputation. Oh, goodness gracious. I know it, actually, it was studied in world history, but it's not as it was to be. And so I taken out some deep research about Marie Antoinette and her fate, which was the cause of the downfall of the French monarchy and her subsequent guillotine. Yeah, and so after you gotta so we're going to paraphrase. So after von Fersen leave Europe to fight in the American Revolutionary War 10 years later. So, of course, the U.S. of A has just grant its independence, and then there's the freaky hella war of of course, I mean, the U.S. America is trying to gain its independence, all right? And distraught Antoinette begins spending her lavish jewelry, some familiar, and Claudia to distract herself from his absence. Oh, again, looks familiar. Her spending marks the country in debt, while the 1784 affair of the diamond necklace and the machinations of the scheming Duchess of Pollanac further aggravate public sentiment toward the monarchy. So this is why, it's the reason why, of course, Marie Antoinette was the reason why the French monarchy was falling apart, and then the French Revolution lead to the French Revolution, and her whole entire family, including the last French king, Louis the 16th, and were subjected to get guillotined. So here we go. So Oscar meanwhile begins to realize how France is governed and sympathizes with those living in poverty. Well, at least this girl, this androgynous damn, you have sympathy of something that a few people, a few personalities who are in government personalities that, at least you get sympathized to the poor or the peasants. With the impending outbreak of the French Revolution, Oscar leaves the Royal Guard to join the French Guards Regiment. And then Andre died fighting alongside Oscar with the revolutionaries and the regiment during the skirmish with the military. So they are gonna this of course Oscar was fighting the so-called quote unquote pro monarch military people, and she was on the side of the revolutionaries. So yeah, familiarities, right? What were Robespierre? Yeah. And of course, Oscar, and then unfortunately, that Oscar died the following day, leading the revolutionaries during the storm of the Bastille. Of course, that was a tragic end to our Androdom's hero. It was very sad indeed. I was gutted and sad. So of course there's the freaky hella safe for work scene in one episode with Oscar and Andre gonna make up. No, and the events surrounding Marie Antoinette. Oh my goodness, are they gonna gay or something? Of course, they are gonna gay. So basically, one of those goddamn moments that led to so-called, for the Yuri genre. Yeah, and Yeah, fortunately though, yeah. Well, there's Rosalie, the side character. Oh, she was all all hands for Oscar. Okay, so yeah, I was like, oh, okay. So are she's fell over the peasant. Okay, there's a peasant again. Of course, the showed up. Ayun. Unfortunately, it was a sad day. Yeah, and so we're gonna see a lot of moments, and there was one episode that, of course, there was at the time. Then Oscar say some flexing lines about about inclusivity, about the equality of I don't know, accessibility to all, and there was also um, what else? There was also one scene that she said that she just said to, of course, one of the guards earlier that about for the liberty and stuff. I don't like it, which is I like it. And this was still, again, this was still relevant today. By today's standards, and of course, what the hell happened to Oscar was very tragic, and she was killed in action. Yeah, unfortunately. And then, of course, 3 years later, that the revolutionaries captured Antoinette and the royal family. Of course, they're led by the Habsburgs, and being tried, and they got jailed them. They jailed the entire royal family, and then after being tried by the Revolutionary Tribunal, of course, that Marie Antoinette was sentenced to death by guillotine. What a tragic end to a very controversial queen, no? Very sad, very tragic, but also which retaliation for of course, for the peasants, and France gained its independence. Yeah, and retaliation and justice to those who are mercilessly killed. All right, very double meaning, no? Of course, Marie Antoinette was guillotined. Yep, she was basically mean. Yeah, she was very corrupted queen as well, and it was of very satisfying for of course people who are literally not Tiba Clouds. No, there are people who are really fought for the freedom and wanted to be. Of course, France became a republic. Yep, at the end of, yeah, and so this is how the Rose of Versailles really works. Okay, and again, if you wanna see the 70s anime show edition, you can watch it. Um, Wait a minute, hold on a second. You can watch it on, of course, various streaming sites, anime streaming sites. It's over there with English subs. It's all complete, and mostly and it's currently in of course and of course there mostly it has a recently has a digitally restored version, if I remember correctly. So yeah, and of course if you read the manga, you know what I mean. You get to know what I mean. Okay, it's very good as well. All right, so of course Oscar. I like all of the characters that are really real life personalities. Of course, Oscar is a fictional character, a fictional fictional character, and of course, very juxtapoxes there's a combination of real life personalities and original characters by, of course, Ikeda Sensei, and of course, so we have Oscar, of course, of course, Marie Antoinette and Oscar have become a new primary alter as the primary characters, and then Von Fersen being the object of affection for both women, and you have Andre and Rosalie as the audience surrogates. So, yep. So we're not gonna talk about the characters though because it's very long, and want to see all the impressions. Very timeless, and you can see the sparkles in their eyes. It's very 70s. Of the indeed, it's very 70s, and it's so very retro. If you obviously it's so retro that I can tell. Of course, I love retro stuff, even though I was born in the 90s, but I also love retro stuff in general. And Rose of Versailles was one of them, and I already watched the 70s version. Back in 2017, when of course, of course, as part of the anime centenary celebrations. So it's really good to introduce more new animations that very kind of overlooked, no, by the otakus in there. So it's really good. Actually, it's really good. So good that I can tell that it's one of the shows that are basically part of my social advocacy, and it's really good, naman. And well, obviously though, uh, all right. So okay, we're going to the description of Marie Antoinette. So she is described as a lively city girls of shoulder manga. Okay, so and in contrast to, of course, we see the freaky hella rude queen, a very lavish. Sound familiar? But still, the accountability to Marie Antoinette is very undeniably no. And because they have the entire Habsburg family that they committed in the past, no, rather from the entire different corners of Europe, and particularly the now, of course, former Yugoslavian states, as well as the now, of course, we have Germany, Austria, no, Austria and Hungary. So in Czechia, we have, of course, now we have Czechia, and then now Central European countries like Czechia, yep, Slovakia and Austria, and then Hungary. There are lots of they are committed too many crimes. Okay, throughout, and even though, yep, yes, I said that fortunately the Habsburgs have uh, their modern descendants that are still alive today, and they're still kicking in their various fields. They are no longer, though they have titles on paper, actually, but they are no longer functioning. And they already did. Again, these modern descendants are engaging in different fields now. So, yeah. Anyway, of course, obviously, that Oscar is obviously very original, very yep. Apparently, so this is why obviously yep. So very very iconic. Obviously, Lady Oscar is very iconic, and of course. Can you imagine that? How this cross dressing girl to revolutionize everything. So yeah, how to go to slay and serve so hard that I can tell I have to appreciate this character, and obviously that according to Deborah Shamu, that the relationship between Oscar and Andre follows the pattern and follow the pattern of the pre World War II dosei shoujo manga. So shoujo novels between same sex, you know, girls between. Oh, this is actually the forerunner of the yuri genre. So this the class S genre, and that genre was having a renaissance in 27 years ago, thanks to Maria Saragami Theater, and now it's considered to be becoming a renaissance and still kicking today. So, and it's basically one of the so-called forerunners of the yuri genre that we is still enjoying today. Yeah. All right. So very nice. Bishonen, very androgyny, and very androgynous. This girl was laid and slayed to serve and to serve the people, not to, of course, those goddamn higher ups in the government, whether it's a monarchy or whatever it is. Okay. All right. Okay, um so of course Lady Oscar had appeared in the anime top 50 character list in of course 1992. So according to okay, so of course Lady Oscar has a lot of influences both in and out of the otaku industry. So from of course influencing Utena Tenjo in Revolutionary Girl Utena to let's see um of course and there's the of course Le Chevalier d'Or of course, and it's really different if we compare to Princess Knight by the late great Osamu Tezuka Sensei. So it's very different. Of course, Princess Knight was also influenced the Rose of Versailles, particularly Oscar, and also well, you could say that Sapphire, aka the Princess Knight, walked so Lady Oscar and Utena Tenjo could run. Yeah, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So this is why and of course so you could say that what else? Of course Ajajurla and of course Mulan as well. It could run too. And okay, sorry. And Andogard describes Oscar as a case where the maiden refused to put away her sword and fight against the order that she was supposed to defend. Oscar's masculinity is central to her character. Unlike in the early maiden warrior tales, and Oscar also helps usher in permanent change to French society, and so sorry to to and of course by supporting the French Revolution. So that pretty makes sense. It's very revolutionary indeed, and it was so good. Um, if you wanna have a time, if they have a difficult time, well, if I were you guys, that you should start watching The Rose of Versailles because it's so good. It's so iconic. It is very timeless indeed. It was so timeless that I could say that well, it's not impossible to flex to watch a very retro anime like a retro anime and manga like that. If it's so good that I can tell that basically it's so good, very timeless, very revolutionary, and even though the writing was kind of not very how the flawed, it nevertheless has a place in everybody's hearts throughout the years. And of course modern audiences could say that, oh, this is so political, but Okay, I'm gonna watch this now. Something like that. All right. So yeah, we're already done talking about the Rose of Versailles, and I'm pretty sure you guys will learn from me and of course yes, please consider the Rose of Versailles in your watch list, and I'm pretty excited for the Reiwa Era reboot version. Yep, the movie version rather. So starring the very amazing Miyuki Sawashiro. Yeah, let's looking for. I'm still waiting for for of course the sub release, and yeah, I'm gonna be enjoying the. Of course I'll be enjoying the reboot as much as the classic version. So yeah, please look forward as well. All right, so since we don't have any responses for the Yodas, so I'll be the one to answer that. Of course, unfortunately, but of course this is my first time. I'm gonna do Yoda as no, this probably the second time technically that I'm gonna do this on my own, and I'm gonna do responsible on myself for this Yona S. Yep. Nevertheless, here it goes. There's the Yona S. All right. So here's our, of course, our question is, in what aspect that the Rose of Versailles has influenced some works and still whether reflected to modern society? So in addition to that, of course, we that as I said a couple of weeks ago, that of course the Rose of Versailles has influenced Revolutionary Girl Utena, which is one of my favorites of all time, and we have the Chevalier de Lyon, and influenced so many, almost influenced the Takarazuka Review crew, and it's still I think it still does to this day, and and it really changed a lot. It really changed the entire manga and industry for the better, particularly the shoujo genre. And it's really good, and because there are lots of lessons to learn, and a lot of basic facts in history, and it's really good. It's very very retro indeed, and other than that, um, it has a very good value. It's still fresh as today, and I think people should watch it and read it as well. And as for reflection to modern society, unfortunately it is reflected. The inequality of between the rich and the poor, and you have corruption. Of course, corruption in the government, and you have the factions and the different factions, the pro and the anti government factions, and we have peasants who are uh, sorry. I know, but it should be serious, huh? It should be serious. Come on, whether you like it or not. But in all seriousness, though, we have people in the streets, and of course the inequality between, of course, the sympathy. Of course, we have to sympathize with the poor, and um, oh well, the various controversies that we all familiar with. Yeah, that's how how the Rose of Versailles really looked like. Yeah, it still does in relevance to, of course, modern society. There are a lot of stuff, a bit in different timeline, but with the same reflection. No, if you could imagine about 18th, 18th century France, and you can see the modern times. It's wala pinagkaiba, yun lang. And overall, I think it should be recognizable, and it should be because I think if I remember correctly that it awarded a certain award a few more than around I think around 17 years ago by the French government for contributing something related to France, to Ikeda Sensei, and I think it's good because it's so recognizable, and it really sure that history will never ever be forgotten. Of course, the lessons from the French Revolution and the lessons from Marie Antoinette, of course, my God. So yeah, oh yeah, this stuff we'll never ever forget. Okay, so you long and yep, that's a wrap for our the Rose of Versailles topic on why Carrie. Let's let it go. Oh my God. So hold on a sec. Ah, God damn it! I'm so sorry. Oh, my tears are going dried up, and I got sneezing because of the allergies. Maybe it should be gone though. Anyway, so of course the show must go on and I have to finish it up because konting-konti na lang magtatapos na tong podcast na to. So, are you guys ready for our Anicon Festival 2020 rather ToyCon Summer Prelude and of course Anicon Festival 2025 lineups? If so, I'm going to reveal who's who. So for ToyCon Summer Prelude, of course, I'm going to attend day 1 only because the photo shoot, I'm gonna attend another outdoor photo shoot. Of course, the second for this year, and of course, I'm going to. Of course, because of course, it's. Oh, God damn it! I'm so sorry. Oh, oh, just my eyes. Well, for ToyCon Summer Prelude 2025, so I'm gonna cosplay as the 13th Doctor from Doctor Who in her Spiteful variant. Ayan. And of course, fall afterwards, the week after, we are so back in the provinces once again after 4 months. Rather more than, tama. After 4, sorry, after 4 months. And because, speaking of anniversaries, of course, that the former will be celebrating not only 20 years of Doctor Who, but also we're gonna have a belated Namida surprise day for Uta Sakura, aka Cure Idol, and Daifuku Toyama. So I'm gonna bring, of course, the plushes of Idol, of course, Cure Idol and Daifuku. Hopefully, manifest it. Sana makarating itong, yung Cure Idol plush ko. So, please look forward. And of course, for Anicon Festival 2025 will be held at the Clark Mall, yeah, in Pampanga, which is just in front, just few meters away from SM Clark. So I'm gonna cosplay as Reina Kosaka from Himikegi from you because, again, it's the 10th anniversary of the Himikegi from you anime series, and of course I'm gonna be joining the singing contest. Ayan. Of course, I'm going to post the poop mobs as well in 2 different weeks. So, yep, please move forward. Okay, so, of course, and speaking of Cure Idol, uy, si Idol, oh. Yun, oh. Si Idol pala to, eh. Literally, and pun intended. Yan. So, on the next episode of your Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast, let's let it go. So, we're gonna tackle and discuss about our first impressions on you and Idol Pre-Cure. Yo, it's our tradition to having, of course, the current Pre-Cure season on their first impressions on the podcast, and we're not gonna stop that. So yeah, please look forward to that, and to our guest, of course. Sana may guest pa tayo on the next episode, okay? And of course, I'm gonna give you a big shout out to all of you guys to support the for the support that you gave me to this podcast for the past 5 years. And of course, shout out to everyone as well. And of course, thank you very much for watching and listening this amazing Women's Month episode of Your KRP, of course, for 2025. And of course, my next year pa. So please look forward. Yeah, I have to apologize again because I got allergies because of due to the freaking hella general cleaning, but we really have to push this goddamn podcast. But I don't know, I'm about to finish it. So fortunately, and yeah, that's the time all we have. Thank you very much for watching and listening. This is Yona signing out, and I see you all guys on the next Yo Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast. Stay safe, stay kicking, and stay awesome always, and take care of yourselves, everyone, wherever you are. And I see you on the next episode. Bye bye.